Okay, I don't normally do something like this, but this is Jimbo Bob. I won the giveaway, the retro handhelds, and thought I'd do a little unboxing. I already opened the box because it has my address, and yeah, don't put your address on the internet, folks. Um, but I haven't really looked at it, so we're looking at some stuff. This is the Fly Digivator. Sorry, I'm not very professional here, just using a silly little setup that I rigged up real quick to make this work. Anyway, this Fly Digivator. Uh, I chose this because it's different from my, other controllers that I have, right? It's like I've got a little generic Chinese something or other that nice and heavy, and I like that for playing random games. I also have the PlayStation 4 and the Joy Cons, uh, Xbox One stuff, and this one just one, it's called a Vader, which I thought was cool, and two, I love the color scheme. I love that black and gold, and then I like those two extra buttons there on the bottom. I thought that was pretty cool. Well, that is one chunky cord came out of there. Anyway, but yeah, this looks cool. I did a little research. Man, that is one weighty. That is a chunky uh, piece of work there. I like it. One thing I guess with these dials, you can change uh, how spinny. Look at that spin. That looks good. That feels good too. You can change. I want to say it's like the resistance or something of the spin. Um, so there it is. This one's set to max. Oh yeah, you can feel it. It's not. I'm not like the most intense gamer in the world. I'm just a dad. Yeah, you can feel that. I like that C and Z button there. Oh, those buttons feel pretty good. Nice and clicky, right? Clicky D-pad. So if you like the clicks, this is for you. And that's kind of why I chose it. It's got a lot of buttons. It's got buttons back here. It's got, some locks. You can change things up. So that's what it sounds like through my phone. I like that. I like it. I like the weight. I love a weighty controller. A lot of those, like the Joy Cons, they're not nearly as weighty, and I like this. Looks like it's got a 3 millimeter little aux port there. You can turn off. You can mute microphone. Not sure what the other button does. I'll find out. It doesn't really matter. But yeah, these are Xbox branded, which is pretty cool too. So anyway, there's that. That's really cool. I really like this. I am excited to do some gaming with this. I love how that feels in my hand. This one's a little lighter. Feels good. I like the RGB on it and stuff. It's wireless, whatever. But yeah, it's got a couple extra buttons. This is just like a generic little thing. Ace Gamer wireless controller. Probably wasn't even that when I bought it off Amazon. But I like it. But this feels hefty. This feels like I could rage quit Elden Ring with this thing. This is pretty awesome. I like that. That's cool. That is super cool. I'll put that to the side for a minute here. We'll look at the other things in here. This is cool. This looks like a little 3D printed holder of some sort. Maybe people who maybe you've seen the video. This is definitely 3D printed. It looks good quality. It looks really nice. Here we go. It's like you stick it up against your. Looks like you can put it up against a wall. Does it? Is this what I think it does? It does. Look at that. Okay. Yeah, it's a controller holder. So stick it up against the wall. That holds that nicely. I like that. I've been diving into a little bit of 3D printing myself. I just have a little Ender 3, and I've got these dinky little controller holders that I've been kind of tinkering with. All those who see this will know exactly what's wrong with my printer. But I've got a couple of these that I've made and have been getting better and better at it. This is really nice. That's high quality. I love the texture of it. It's nice and solid. This will be cool. This will definitely get mounted. Um, I'll use that to hold the controller. I like that. That's awesome. Thanks. I didn't know that was coming. There's another little 3D printed dealio here. This is cool. Looks like it probably holds some USB dealios, I'm guessing. Is probably what it is, a little USB kind of tower SD card slot. Oh, that's sweet. You know, I've been meaning to print something like this because I've got a lot of these little dongles for junk that I fixed. Because I fix junk all the time. And I've got lots of USB drives because, you know, they're definitely not my treasure chests when I sail the high seas, but I've got lots of little dongles and cool little things. Oh, that is awesome. I just happen to have some stuff. That is a cool dealio. That's a very unbranded SD card from a scam handheld. Anyway, that I bought some time ago. Anyway, that is cool. Oh, that is really cool. That's so cool. That's gonna get put to good use. So yeah, that's awesome. That's great. It's gonna keep my stuff very nicely organized. This is that G350. So I asked for the G350 Battle XP. I like the dual stuff. Oh, that's a sweet little sticker. RH Retro Handhelds. I like that. We'll give that a home. Somewhere cool. Gotta rep the sticker. So there it is. Yeah, Battle XP. That feels good in the hand. I mean, it's nice. It's got its SD card, you know, right there. They've got it. I'm sure they've got it loaded with games. Probably need to charge it, I'm guessing, which is fine. Oh no, it's already up and running. There we go. I love little retro handhelds. I've fixed my old Game Boy. I fixed a couple PSPs. Gave them to some people. He sent a little USB cable with it, so that's cool. All right, they got it with Dark OS. That's awesome. That is awesome. Look at that. That is great. So we'll load that up with games. I've got a whole repository of games and stuff. So that's pretty cool. Really excited to play around with this, to use it and stuff. Get to know it a little better. So that's cool. Feels good. Looks good. I know these things play well. Really excited for that. So thanks. That's really cool. Turn that off here, and if I can remember how to shut this down. Anyway, we'll shut it down later, but turn off the screen at least and set it over here. So that's cool. That's not all though. It keeps. It's packaged very well, by the way. That's really cool. That is a little, I'm guessing that's to hold or display some handhelds. So that's pretty neat. Look at that. That looks cool. You can stick it wherever. I've got an R36S that I literally just picked up today. I'm a little dumpster diver and return auctions and stuff. So there's a R36S. It's a clone. It's like the V2, V1 point something or other. Whoops. I'm guessing that's what this is for. This is pretty sweet. I really like that. That looks really nice. Yeah, that looks really good with these. So kind of a nice little angle. Anyway, that's cool. Cool stuff right there. And I've got I've got a fake R36S that I'm going to, my return window is long since gone. I didn't mean for it to be long since gone. Anyway, that's cool. Thanks. That's gonna, you're making I'm gonna have a nice organized desk. I really like that. That's cool. That is cool. It's the reason I'm not, you can kind of see a little bit on my desk, but this looks pretty sweet. This is, it's got the RH logo. It's got some cool stuff in there. It says, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoy, Stubbs. So that's cool. Some more stickers. Pretty sure those are stickers or something there. Yeah, some cool little things there. Ooh, a super cheese. Look at that. The super cheese is, or super chiss or super cheese, whatever it's called. These are really cool. I just fixed up my Game Boy Advance SP. I bought a clone card off AliExpress and Metroid Fusion and been playing that. This is cool. We'll put that to good use. I didn't even know this was in here, so I don't have my Game Boy charged at all because I have been I'm getting my butt kicked at the Samus SAX right now, Metroid Fusion. So been playing that a little bit. That's super cool. That is awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. It's got some stickers with it, so that's pretty cool. You can kind of make it what you will. That's cool. That's cool. I don't even know if they knew I have a Game Boy, but that's cool. That's gonna get put to use. So I have one of those. Here's a little, I'm guessing that's USB-C to aux dealio thing. So that's pretty cool. That goes with some stuff. His card, a little QR code and stuff to get there. And this is cool. It's like a little puzzle box, to kind of find out what's inside. That's cool. I like that. You can kind of find there's some cool little things there. That's a sweet little 3D printed dealio. I like that. Stick some cool stuff in there, and I think my wife and daughter are gonna think that's a lot of fun. Got a little 4-year-old who I bet she's gonna think that's really cool. I think that's cool too. That is cool. Man, it's cool what you can print these days. Sorry, you're not getting a great view of it. That's what it looks like, and it, just. Hey, look at that. That's cool. Maybe that's how you unlock it or something. Anyway, I'll play with this a little more and kind of, learn more about it. That's super cool though. Thanks. That's a lot of fun. I like that a lot. Anyway, that's cool. I will. Yeah, I'm not sure, and I'm gonna get distracted by all this stuff because it's just really cool to me. I think that's super cool. So yeah. Anyway, that's cool. I love 3D printed items. That looks to me like it's 3D printed. I think that's 3D printed. That's super cool. What else we got in here? Got a little, this thing right here, eCrea case. I'm not sure what's in it. It might just be a case to hold some things. Ooh, let's see. Look at that. That's a cool little case. It can hold, look at that. You can hold your Flydigi, take it on the go to the Halo LAN parties and stuff. And then this Venture Electronics dealio. Oh, that's pretty cool. That looks to me like it's a USB-C to aux, and then Bluetooth, I think. Oh, no. That's a little USB-C adapter. So USB-C to USB-A adapter. So you can plug this into your computer and then plug your aux cable in. It looks like probably into this, into that G350. Little night gaming, little bit of little night gaming while the wife's asleep or something like that. Or I guess it has an aux right there, but I'm sure you could stick it in the computer or laptop or another handheld. That's really cool. So at least I'm fairly certain that's what that is. Or I guess you could plug it in and maybe go the other way. I don't know. I'll look into that more. That's super cool. Thanks. I really appreciate that. That's cool. It's all packaged very nicely. I really like that case. That's definitely going to be where I keep this. Between that and when I'm gaming, I'll stick it on this nice mount, or I'll put my other controller there because this is a very nice controller. So that's super cool. Thanks.